Hey, thank you for listening. No, seriously, thank you. You being here is one of the things I'm truly grateful for this Thanksgiving. Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of the Thrive Singles Podcast. So good to have you here with me today. And being this is late November, of course, the subject for today is being thankful. And thankfulness really is a key to thriving as a single. So, you find yourself at yet another Thanksgiving dinner, single and without a date. When you look around the table and see lots of people with their spouse or significant other, or at least a date, it's a lot easier to think about what you don't have than to be thankful for what you do have. How can you have an attitude of gratitude? How can you, as the Bible commands, give thanks in all circumstances? I have to admit, as a divorcee in my 40s, it was a lot easier to grumble and complain than it was to be thankful. But even in the worst of it, I still did find things I could be thankful for. Some large, some small, some almost insignificant, but they were there. For instance, for one, my mom and dad were still alive and well. For another, one of my grandparents was still alive and well. Which, when you're in your 40s, that's kind of rare sometimes. And the more I thought about it, the more reasons I found to be thankful. Maybe I didn't get to spend as much time with my children as I would have liked. But at least my ex didn't move them out of state or out of town even. Money was tight, but I had food to eat and a place to stay. I lived alone, except for a few blessed days every other week when my kids were with me. But after a while, I became thankful for that alone time. It had value. I was more spiritual, more creative, and more connected to friends and family than I had been in a long time. Just having the use of all my extremities, or being pretty much in my right mind, those are reasons for happiness. Having the mental capacity to ponder the meaning of life and happiness, that's a reason for thankfulness. Of course, for the record, I wasn't always thankful. I tend toward depression, and I fought with all the thoughts you'd expect. I resented the time I didn't have with my children. And it bothered me that when I did have time with them, that freed up my ex to go spend time with her new man. And even with my introvert tendencies, spending so much time alone did get old at times. With each passing year, I thought more and more that I would die single and alone. I wondered, why, God, why? Why did I have to go through this? Why couldn't I find someone? If God loved me, why did I have to go so many years without the emotional and sexual intimacy I wanted so bad? I can't promise you that your story will turn out great, or that you'll find and marry that successful, attractive person you're dreaming of. But I can tell you this: life is much better when you learn to be thankful for what you do have. And I can tell you that you will be more attractive to higher quality people when you learn to be thankful and stop spending your time whining and complaining. There's lots of things in this world you have zero control over. You can't control other people's actions, other people's choices, how people treat you, the economy. You can't control how people drive or treat each other, or the price of groceries or rent. There are some things you do have limited control over. You can have at least some small impact on your health. Genetics might be working against you, but you can exercise and eat better. Your appearance, here again, genetics might work against you, but, dressing well, practicing good hygiene and good grooming, that goes a long way. Your income, the economy might be working against you, but you can always look for or try to create new opportunities. But there's one thing you can always have complete control over: your attitude. whatever your situation, you can choose to be thankful, whether circumstances warrant it or not. And I know some of you are thinking, I've heard all this before. This is just another collection of cliches. And, well, yeah, to some extent that's true. I mean, I'm not offering up anything here that hasn't been said before over and over again. I don't have any new, novel, groundbreaking advice on how to be thankful. But consider this. Sometimes things stick around forever and become cliches because they work. They've stood the test of time. So when I hear world-class psychologists or psychiatrists, people like James Dobson, Dr. James Dobson, or Dr. Viktor Frankl, tell me that my attitude is the one thing I can control, I take notice, I pay attention, even if I've heard it before. And I want to leave you, this is a shorter podcast than usual. I just wanted to give you all a little something for Thanksgiving. But I want to leave you with a challenge. It's simple in concept, but it can be extremely difficult in practice. Now, this Thanksgiving, here's the challenge. This Thanksgiving, be thankful. That's it. Instead of wasting the day pining for love lost or love never experienced, be thankful. Be thankful for every single breath, every single opportunity, and every single moment of beauty, no matter how rare or short-lived it may have been. And if you really want to thrive as a single person, do this not just on Thanksgiving Day, but every single day. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on.
Whoa, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive. Whoa, whoa, you gotta thrive. There's more to life than to just survive. You gotta grow, you gotta